Once upon a time, in a quiet little village, there lived a humble shoemaker and his gentle wife. Every day the shoemaker worked from dawn till dusk, stitching and shaping leather with love and care. But no matter how hard he tried, life never got easier. His earnings were small and some nights they went to bed hungry. Still, they never complained. They were thankful for every warm meal, every roof over their heads, and every sunrise that gave them hope. One chilly evening, the shoemaker looked at his empty shelf. He had just one last piece of leather left, enough to make a single pair of shoes. He sighed softly. "This might be my last pair," he whispered. "I'll make it the best I've ever done." So he carefully cut the leather pieces, laid them neatly on the work table and said, "I'll finish them tomorrow." Then he blew out the candle and went to sleep. When morning came, he opened his workshop and froze in shock. Right there, on the table, was a pair of the most beautiful shoes he had ever seen. The stitches were perfect, the design flawless. He rushed to the market and sold the shoes for a good price. With the money, he bought more leather and returned home full of hope. That night, he cut out more pieces and left them again on the table. And the next morning, another miracle. Perfectly finished shoes, even finer than before. Every night it happened again. The shoemaker left the leather ready, and by sunrise, he'd find new shoes waiting for him. Boots, sandals, slippers, all crafted with magic and care. Soon his fame spread across the village. People came from near and far to buy his shoes, and for the first time in years the couple lived comfortably. But the shoemaker couldn't rest without knowing who was helping them. So one night he whispered to his wife, "Let's hide and watch." When the clock struck midnight, the window creaked open and two tiny elves leapt into the room. Wearing old, tattered clothes, they danced across the table, humming happily as they stitched and sewed the leather pieces. The couple watched in awe. The elves worked joyfully until the shoes were finished, then vanished into the moonlight. The next morning, the shoemaker's wife said softly, "They've helped us so much. We must do something kind for them." Her husband smiled. "I saw their clothes were worn out. Let's make them something new." So he crafted two little pairs of soft leather boots, and she sewed tiny jackets, trousers, and warm shirts. On Christmas Eve, they placed the gifts on the workbench and hid again. When midnight came, the elves appeared, and their eyes widened in delight. "Oh, how lovely!" they cried, slipping into their new clothes and boots. They twirled and danced around the shop, laughing with joy until they disappeared into the night, never to return. But the shoemaker wasn't sad. "They've given us more than we could ever repay," he said. "Now it's our turn to give back." From that day forward, his shoes were just as beautiful as the elves, filled with love, care, and gratitude. And the shoemaker and his wife lived happily ever after, forever thankful for the kindness that once found them. Every act of kindness brings its own magic. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.